Prior to filming, the stars of today's show raised vital funds for their nominated charity, and their reward is the trip of a lifetime.
Everything about this trip has changed my life.
It's really hard to put it into words. It actually gets me quite emotional.
You just have to trust that everybody has your back. You will have the best time of your life. Everybody should do this.
Real people, real emotion, real adventure. This is Adventure All Stars.
Hello, I'm Tracy Powell with the Midday News. A mangrove biodiversity conservation and rehabilitation project was inaugurated in Boira Village, Central Province, and City Governor Paul Spakov, staff of Total Energies, stakeholders and village chiefs gathered at Koki Anua Resort in support of this vital initiative. This collaborative effort aims to regrow and restock mangroves to enhance resilience against tidal waves and safeguard mangrove species and habitats from human activity. Governor Pakop underscored the vital role of preserving the natural environment which sustains communities for generations and significantly contributes to biodiversity and carbon sequestration. A 3-day trekking expedition along the Kokoda Track was done to commemorate this year's Remembrance Day. Governor for NCD Powes Pakop participated in this momentous walk.
And the Remembrance Day 3-day trekking, signifying its historical and tourism significance for both Port Moresby and Central Province. The Remembrance Day 3-day trekking holds profound importance as it commemorates the moment when PNG soldiers united as a cohesive force, transcending tribal and clan boundaries for the first time. The Battle of Kokoda symbolized the convergence of two nations, Australia and PNG. During the Remembrance Day ceremony at Owers Corner on Sunday, 23rd July, Governor Pakop highlighted the historical significance of this annual event. He said the city of Port Moresby takes great pride in preserving the memory of this momentous occasion and will present it to the Guangdong provincial government in China later this year as part of its commitment to tourism development. Governor Pakop said this initiative not only honors our shared history but also enriches our city's tourism landscape, inviting visitors to embark on a journey that harmoniously intertwines the past and present. Governor Pakop extended his heartfelt gratitude to the PNG Tourism Promotion Authority, the Kokoda Trek Authority and local trek operators for their collaboration in commemorating the Remembrance Day. He also commends their efforts in promoting healthy lifestyles, domestic tourism, and creating income-generating opportunities for the community. Salome Vincent, TVWAN News.
The 2.4-kilometer road rehabilitation from the Kanudi roundabout to the Headless Steel roundabout is progressing well. Rob Walker, project supervisor with Global Construction Limited, said they expect the project to be completed in September. Mr. Walker said the road construction cost the National Capital District Commission $4.9 million. The road project brings the indigenous and city villages of Baruni and Tatana into the equation of city transformation. And City Governor Paul Spakop said there was glaring contrast between the general landscape of the city and the villages. Thus, the project will help bridge the development gap. The China medical team, Port Moresby General Hospital, and the National Department of Health has signed a renewed protocol for the extension of medical services by the China medical team to the people of Papua New Guinea. The signing was initiated between the Chinese ambassador to PNG, Zhang Fanhua, and the Health Secretary, Dr. Osborne Liko, witnessed by the CEO of Port Moresby General Hospital, Dr. Paki Mulumi, yesterday in Port Moresby. This year marks the 28 years since the inception of the China medical team to Papua New Guinea.
Over the past 20 years, more than 100 experts and Chinese doctors have crossed the ocean to come here to demonstrate their commitment and dedications. During this period, they have provided medical consultations and treatments to more than 160,000 patients and performed over 10,000 surgeries. Additionally, they have trained around 9,500 local medical staff and introduced more than 230 new medical technologies.
In regional news, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has held talks with his New Zealand counterpart Chris Hipkins in Washington. It's Mr. Albanese's first trip across the Tasman as Prime Minister.
There has been a lot of discussion as to whether or not the free flow of people between Australia and New Zealand needs to be made even more freer. It is 50 years since the Trans-Tasman travel arrangement was put in place, allowing Australians and Kiwis to move into each other's countries, whether it be on holiday or otherwise, without many restrictions. And the discussion in the lead up to today's leaders' meeting between Anthony Albanese and Chris Hipkins has looked at whether or not there could be passport-free travel, or indeed a common passport sort of scenario to make that travel all the more easier. We all know, those who've gone through international airports, how much of a delay there can be as you're trying to clear customs and border control. We were stuck in such a line yesterday when we arrived here in the New Zealand capital, but this is the discussion that's been put forward, and while there may be some work being done to make that process a little bit more clear and a little bit more easy to navigate, this issue of no passport travel, or indeed a shared passport of some variety, according to Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, is not something on the agenda just now.
We haven't looked at a Trans-Tasman passport. What we are looking at, though, is making a seamless experience of going through from country to country. So that might look at, for example, how smart gates can operate and be complementary our systems, so that before you get on a plane in either country, it's already recognised that you're okay to come in, and therefore can just go through smart gates in a seamless way and in a timely way as well. We have many business opportunities between us, and the fact that business people will go from country to country regularly, what we want to make sure is that that experience is the best it can possibly be, and that efficiencies can be gained by doing so.
One last item on their agenda. That is a formal dinner here at Government House in Wellington, and you can see some of the cars arriving. You wouldn't be able to hear it, but there have been some singers clearly practising ahead of the two leaders joining them tonight. So that is the final event for today, before a brief agenda tomorrow, and the Prime Minister then heading back across the Tasman to Australia.
The U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken on Wednesday became the first U.S. Secretary of State to visit Tonga, dedicating a new U.S. embassy and warning South Pacific nations about the perils of predatory Chinese investment, as part of the drive to build Washington's influence across the region and to counter Beijing's growing clout. Blinken touched down in Naku Alofa on a diplomatic charm offensive, while citing issues like climate change, development, and illegal fishing. Blinken also had a burped warning about and from Beijing, claiming that investments are done in a way that can undermine good governance and promote corruption. Tonga Polynesians, entrepreneur of about 10,000 people, is the latest in string of Pacific Island states being targeted in a renewed U.S. diplomatic push. The new U.S. embassy was officially opened in Nuku'alofa in May, but Bilkin's host says his visits signed Washington's renewed interest in the region. At least 51 pilot whales have died in a mass stranding in Western Australia, Great Southern region, and there are fears for dozens more. Rescuers have spent the day desperately trying to float them back to sea near Albany, almost 500 kilometers south of Perth.
Nature's wonder on full display. Almost 100 pilot whales huddle in the shape of a heart. The heart broken moments later as they hit Chains Beach. Hearts breaking in the community too. Some as young as 16 skipping school to spend the day trying to save as many as they could.
Seeing a beach stop, and because they're a family pot of whales, it broke my heart seeing the little one near its mum and everything over there.
As soon as one was rescued, it just as quickly returned to the icy shore.
It's very cold, like you can never feel your feet or your hands, your whole body shakes, but anything to help out.
This isn't the first mass stranding in WA's southern tip. There was an even bigger beaching in 2018 near the Margaret River wine region. Experts don't know why.
Maybe they were avoiding a predator. Nope, not in this case. Maybe they were navigating and they came too close. Nope, not in this case. They were just sitting there. Or maybe they were following a sick individual, potentially.
Officials are trying to answer those questions. They'll use this tragic event to understand more about the animal's behaviour.
Do these whales all have a disease? Are they all ill? Are they in good health? Do they have any signs of lesions on their bodies that could give us some information? This is a mystery. We don't know why this happens. We're grappling around to try and find the answers.
A small silver lining for science. From a rescue now transitioning to a recovery.
In sports, Hekari United FC and Ley City FC, two powerhouse football clubs in Papua New Guinea, are set to face off once again in a highly anticipated grand final rematch this weekend in Ley. This match will not only showcase the immense talent and skills of these two teams, but it will reignite the fearless rivalry that exists between both teams in recent years. With a successful history and a strong fan base behind each team, the grand final rematch promises to be a thrilling and intense encounter that will have fans on the edge of their seats. Regaining champions, Ley City FC will be looking to assert their dominance and solidify their position as the top team in Papua New Guinea. On the other hand, Hekari United FC will be urged to redeem themselves and prove that they are capable of dethroning Ley City FC. TVWAN News. Thank you for watching.